Do we have a job market crisis here in the United States? We do not. We actually have something way worse. And I've been arguing this for a while, but to give credit where credit's due, there was a recent article that just came out and really summarizes perfectly what I was trying to convey. And I don't know if I was conveying it very clearly, but this is going to help me out. And I just want to bring up all of this and how it's working because things are very bizarre right now. Things are very unique because you're not wrong to say, hey, we have a strong job market. Look at the labor market. It's so strong. It's growing. And you're not wrong per se, but that is unfortunately a very surface deep look at things. And I realize that, well, the media knows this and they, not that the media, well, they kind of do think you're stupid, but besides the point, they're also not going to necessarily dig deep and dive into the details of how this stuff works. But the good news is it's actually very straightforward. If you can do a little bit of subtraction, you can see what's actually going on. And while we don't have a job crisis, no, because yes, you can find jobs. There's, like I said, something way worse. So very recently, we just had the jobs data come out and a good solid number. In fact, it was better than expected. And the number here that we need to focus on is the wage growth also surged. And even seeing that word surge, a little deceiving because it did surge. Yes, but so what is the but? Well, the 5.2% is what it supposedly surged to. But like I said, we got to figure out and look at inflation. And inflation is right now at 9.1%. Now, a little bit of economics here, but it's very, very straightforward. Like I said, if you can do subtraction, you can figure this out. But there are a couple different types of information. One is nominal, and nominal just means the number that's out there, the number that's being given to you. But then there's also real. So you have nominal wages versus real wages. And what we just are learning about, and you just saw there, is nominal wages, just that 5.2%. That's the number. But when you compare it to other numbers that are significant, that's where the real comes into play. So here we need to go through some basic math and let's look at the nominal, which as we said is 5.2%. And then we have to subtract it against another number. And maybe you've connected the dots, but the other number being, well, we got to compare it to inflation. So 5.2% minus 9.1% leaves us with a real wage of negative 3.9%. So in other words, yeah, people are finding jobs. Yeah, there are jobs out there. Yeah, the job environment is competitive. But when you factor in these other numbers relative to, yeah, I got a pay raise. Yeah, from a nominal sense you did, but when you factor in that inflation, you're actually getting a pay cut. And this is where a lot of problems are coming into play. And the article here that like I said earlier at the beginning, really summarizes this, goes on to say, in a typical recession, the pain falls on the minority of workers who lose their jobs. And that's very straightforward. Because yes, even in a recession, the majority of people do keep their jobs, right? You never see an unemployment rate of like 51%. I mean, if an unemployment rate gets to 10, 20%, that's really, really bad. 30%. Wow, that is terrible. But that does still imply that 7 out of 10 people have jobs. So yes, in normal situations, and in normal recessions, the pain is on just those minority of workers who lose their jobs. Yet in the current downturn, the real wage rate has declined by 4%, meaning that the pain of the recession has fallen on all of us. And that's why it's way worse, because even if you have a job, wow, things, it doesn't matter. And you've experienced this, right? I mean, you notice that prices keep going higher and higher and your budget just doesn't go as far as it used to do, right? And that's why this is such a unique and bizarre situation and way worse than a job crisis, because even if you have a job, you're still feeling it via getting pay cuts when you look at the, again, real wages. And this is, all this is being characterized not as a job crisis, but as a cost of living crisis. And that's exactly right. A cost of living crisis is the way more accurate term, and the term that I wish I could have come up with, but seeing them like, oh yeah, okay, that's what I've been trying to say is, yeah, we're not in the job market is strong, but I'd say, well, is it actually strong because of all these real wages? But it's a lot more straightforward to just say, no. There is no job crisis because, to be fair, you can go and get a job relatively easy right now. But it's a cost of living crisis that everybody is enduring because the inflation and prices are hitting everybody. And then there's a graph here that just summarizes how this has all been working. But you can see right there, that is the employment line, which is going up, which you would think is a good thing because, hey, employment's going up. But then when you factor in the down line and consider that the down line is representing real wages and those are going down, well, that's just not a good situation. So yes, the economy, it is strong in the sense of there are lots of jobs out there, but you factor that in with inflation and you no longer focus at that nominal rate and you do the calculation for the real wage. And there is a reason why. It's not an illusion on your part to say, I feel like my money's not going as far. And I even got a raise at work, but I still feel like I'm struggling to do what I need to do, which was normally not as hard. And that's not an illusion. You're not crazy. You don't have to go to the psych ward. It's just basic math because, yeah, you are technically still getting pay cuts, which again circles back to kind of my core point is it actually a strong labor market when people are getting pay cuts? Well, no, it's not. Now, you can't say that when you look at the nominal rate because people are, those wage increases are surging. But yeah, well, we got to bring in inflation into that equation and discussion. And then it becomes a very big discussion of, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's strong, but is it actually strong? But like I said, as I go through all my little word salad again there, at the end of the day, cost of living crisis is the actual problem. So that's my thoughts on it. And that's what I've been trying to say. But yes, my position is that I get it. It seems like in some areas the economy is strong with the jobs, but it's not a jobs problem right now. It is just simply a cost of living crisis. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Do you disagree with this person's analysis? But like I said, I think the numbers are out there. So I mean, unless you've come up with a new economic equation, but sometimes KISS method, right? Keep it simple, stupid. What are the nominal wage increases? Subtract that versus inflation, and you're going to get a more practical idea of what's actually going on within the economy and more specifically within the jobs market. So like I said, let me know your comments down below. Hit that like button, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.